How's it going, blonde curly boy? Logan when the imposter is sus. I mean I know what that's I know what it means, but I don't really know how that applies to this situation. But I hope everybody's doing well on this Wednesday evening. I've actually been consistent with this time. I'm kind of proud of myself. I think it's 4 weeks? Every week this year so far. Yeah, I know it's an Among Us reference. I don't see how that reference applies. I've never actually played Among Us. I watched one of my friends play it on Twitch once. That's my only experience with it. Things are good. Ran some errands today, did some things. Taught some tuba. Pretty solid Wednesday. Went to the vet. Everyone gets to hear me read an A2 that I thought I would remember better than I actually did. Just reading out of the Tyrell book. Not a book that I worked out of a ton. Even though it's a tuba book, I actually spent more time as a trombone player playing out of it. Because most of it kind of works out on trombone if you're working on your low range. It's game time. He's back. Yep. Same time, same everything. Every Wednesday at 7:30. Trying to get good at it and be consistent. I also did a little bit of work on some overlays. I got this one. Took me some time. I'm going to try to get a little bit of motion going on in it, but let's see. Playing the Hartley Sonatina, that's a great one. Did I get a haircut? Yes, I did get a haircut. It was time, and I shaved, although that was a day ago, 2 days ago, a day ago, I think. It was necessary. I had too much hair in my head, even for winter time. I like having short hair. I just don't like getting my, my hair cut all the time. Consistent YouTube videos. What's that, Tuba Dylan? Yeah, I know it seems like an impossible task to be consistent. It'd be easy to be consistent if it was the only thing in my life. But yeah, if everyone if all 8 of you, I guess, or all 7 of you, because Tuba Dylan is presumably still one of those 8. If all 7 of you haven't followed Tuba Dylan, you should check out his channel. He's got a lot of interesting things on there. I remember back in the days of the Mario Bros theme and the national anthem. That's probably when I became a follower or subscriber. Looks clean. Thank you. Try to think of some things to play. I might play some excerpts, which is always dangerous just to do on camera, on live. But let's see if we can make that. I need to have a folder of all of them. Maybe I do somewhere. Audio and video is excellent. Thank you. Yeah, we talked a little bit, Tuba Dylan, about the setup. I know we talked about the blue mouse, which is actually behind me. I'm not even using that, which is a little frustrating because I'm actually using cheaper microphones, but people have said that the audio is better. So I've got a Sennheiser Shotgun for the vocal, which it's not the top one. It's not. I think it's like the one that's like $300 or $400. And then I have a Shure KSM 137. That's kind of my tuba and euphonium mic right now. And then I did move my trombone mic up here. I hated being in the back of the room for these sorts of videos because I was, so far away. Should you create a low brass U fan page? If that's really what your heart feels like it needs. I don't know how many subscribers you're going to get or how many people you're going to get in a fan page of this account that is already very small. Yomiya, thank you. Last year you played fantasy for my solo with your advice is going to state. Unfortunately, cancel state, but thank you so much. Yeah, you're welcome. Just try to be here to help. Tuba Dylan, if you're on this page right now, you're a fan. This is a fan page. That's right. This is, I don't know that we need another one. Yes, I have a shotgun microphone. I should be more specific. Yep, Tuba Dylan's in the chat. I think this is the second time Tuba Dylan's been in the chat, but yeah, I like the shotgun microphone. I think it does a pretty good job. I mean, my room's somewhat treated. I did some DIY acoustic foam situations with, normal insulation or not normal insulation, mineral foam, mineral wool insulation. And my computers are pretty quiet. I actually have a fanless computer as my audio PC, and then got 2 other systems that are on, but they're pretty quiet. Let's see. I'll absolutely demolish that subscribe button on an LBU fan page. I mean, maybe the LBU fan page has a higher likelihood of getting subs than this channel. Got Connor Eismanger and Connor, two of my very close friends in the chat. And I think, Mark, or maybe I shouldn't tell the world your name. They won't be able to figure out what the M stands for in M Jeffrey 152155. But I think you texted me back and I didn't look at it because of said live stream. So I'm sure it was very important, and I will get back to you at the end of said stream. But I've got 8 other people on this stream, so The new Apple chipset has some amazing possibilities for silent computing in recording situations. Yeah, I definitely think so. I'm very, I used to be an Apple person. I know Tuba Dillon based off of seeing your streams. I know that you're on the Apple side of the street, which I don't have any judgment on. I actually, I used to be an Apple person. I'm willing to go back at some point, but I'm kind of a tinkerer. I like building my own things. But the Apple M1 computer or processor for all of their new computers, I'm very interested in. I might get one. I might get like a Mac Mini at some point. The problem is I use Dante for all of my audio stuff, which it basically is audio over networking, like normal computer networking, like Ethernet cables. And as of right now, the company who makes that protocol, Audinate, they said that they'll probably have a driver out for the M1 at the end of the year. And at that point, maybe that's something that I'll look into. But yeah, I also, wait for the next generation. That's definitely something that I've considered. I think everyone right now who has an M1 is a beta tester, which is it's totally fine to be a beta tester, but you're a beta tester and you're paying full price to test out their products. And I just kind of don't want to be a part of that. I like stability, and anything that's too new is hardly ever stable, which is actually one of the things that made a lot of Apple products really nice, because they were always using old processors. Their processors were almost never current generation processors from Intel. But yeah, Macaroni Jeffrey, the secret is out. Beta tester, yeah. And it's not what I would say, but yeah, I don't like being a beta tester for a product like that. Although it looks very promising, and I know especially the fanless element. I know the MacBook Air is the only one that's actually fanless, but I know the other ones are very unlikely to have fan concerns. And like if the fan comes on, it's going to be very quiet. And even with with my computer, it's a fanless build, and I probably spent too much money building it. The case alone was like over $200 because the case is the power solution, and it's completely fanless. It makes next to no noise. Technically, it does make some noise because electrons moving through circuits do make noise, but it's almost it's dead silent to the human ear. But I really like it. Got any new deep cut tunes that I'm shedding? Oh, that's a good question, Connor. Let's see. I'll go to my my quick access, which is like all of the things that I've been doing. I was shedding the Billy Strayhorn Aebersold, because we had talked a while ago about the Upper Manhattan Medical Group UMG issue where the drummer goes to the Latin thing early, and so I was playing over that, and that definitely is a thing, and it's annoying. But yeah, I was checking out Isfahan too. That's like a tune that it's like an improv class tune that like you learn at the last minute, and you get by in class, but you probably didn't actually learn it, at least for me. And then I was also checking out Raincheck on there, which I'd known this prior to recently checking out Raincheck, but I didn't always know that Steve Davis lick that he always plays is from Raincheck. I found out kind of the hard way when I posted what I thought was a Steve Davis lick, and was actually just him quoting Raincheck. Because he quotes it like all of the time, so I just kind of thought that was one of his things, but it's very clearly a Billy Strayhorn tune that I didn't know at the time, which is kind of one of the reasons why Lick of the Week ended, because I did that with a couple of things where I was like, oh yeah, this is this thing, and then it's like, oh, that's actually not this thing. But yeah, so I was checking out those, learning Blue, or not learning, but I've been liking playing Blue Daniel, even though it's kind of like, obscure is maybe a strong word, but you're not getting called to play Blue Daniel very often. There are a couple other tunes. I've been trying to just play some fast stuff, like tunes that I know, but like the fastest Aebersolds or fastest play-alongs that I could find. yeah, just trying to get my fast playing together. It's not together, but trying to get it together. Um, Macaroni Jeffrey requests a wheel within a wheel. That's a good one. The only problem, I don't want to use an Aebersold on this live stream because I'm afraid of copyright stuff. And that's a tune that won't be on anything else. I'm also not set up to play tunes right now. My laptop's off that I use to do iRealB. But yeah, it's nice having some people on here today. As soon as I say that, I look in the number dropped almost in half, but still good to have some people on here. Nice to have some people that I know. Let's see. Let's think of an excerpt to play. Maybe I'll play an excerpt. Yeah, copyright can be tricky here on YouTube. Tuba Dylan is so right. I know someone asked a question. I can't remember. Maybe it was Logan last time. I can't remember who had a question about it last time. But there was someone who had a question about copyright stuff, and I was talking about how you're guilty until proven innocent on YouTube. And one of the things that happened to me was on a recital that I posted, I played The Swan from the Carnival of Animals by Saint-Saëns, which is actually a public domain piece, but I got a copyright strike because I used a recording of Christian Lindbergh playing The Swan, which, although I was very flattered that even artificial intelligence thought that I sounded enough like Christian Lindbergh, but that's not what happened. So, so much of it is artificial intelligence until someone goes back and checks it. And that video got taken down for, I think it was like months. It wasn't allowed to be on there, or I had to take out that portion because I infringed on a copyright, which is actually copyright-free music as far as I understand it. And I definitely didn't use a recording. I missed notes in that recording. That was literally my least favorite part of that recital, which is, kind of funny. Let's see here. What's an excerpt that I can play and probably do all right? Yeah, copyright strikes for public domain stuff just solo too, but yeah, and even things that aren't public domain, it's still weird. So yeah, it's definitely tricky, and I really kind of don't like the idea that you're, guilty until proven innocent, and there's, a computer that's deciding if you're guilty in the first place or not. But that's the world we live in. AI runs a lot of things. Let's cancel Christian Lindbergh. Let's not. Christian Lindbergh is great. Tchaikovsky. We can do some Tchaikovsky. Take me a second to pull it up. I haven't even decided what Tchaikovsky yet. Let's see. But yeah, all the copyright stuff, it's just so frustrating, especially when you didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, Tuba Dylan, Christian Lindbergh is great. Yeah, Connor knows that. He thinks he's being funny. He is funny. Connor is very funny. But yeah, especially with music on YouTube, it seems like there's kind of no hope. For a while, I had some background music that I was playing through here, which is my own recordings, but even that I kind of got sketched out about and thought that something was going to happen because of it. Yeah, actually, it's funny. What I'm pulling up right now, I'm just pulling up on IMSLP. But yeah, it is nice to have stuff on the computer. Let's see here. So let's do. You pay for Epidemic Sound. Yeah, I'm just I'm cheap. I should probably do something like that, but as of right now, I'm a little bit too cheap to pay for that. You know, as much as I do care about the 8 current viewers that we have, I don't know that I'm ready for a monthly subscription. I try to avoid monthly subscriptions like the plague. Like really, the only one that I have is Adobe software, which is still annoying in its own way. But let's see here. It's probably too small. Let's see. It's definitely been a while, but we're gonna assume that it's gonna go okay. Oop, there we go. When the YouTube millions start rolling in, you'll have to upgrade. Yeah, yeah. One day, if only. I have to go shed before Dungeons and Dragons, so I have to go. Bye bye. Love you too, Connor. Hope that Dungeons and Dragons goes well. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's pretty good other than missing that high A, among other things. But high A is literally my least favorite note on C tuba. I would love to just never play that note. I even thought about starting at H just so I'd guarantee that I couldn't miss that note, but I was brave and foolishly brave. But yeah, it's a good one too. I really like Czech 4. Basically my main teacher, Don Little, for my undergrad and for the doctorate work that I've done, he would always use the lyrics of "Everybody loves to play tuba" or some variant of that for this this piece, which always got a little bit of a chuckle out of me. But yeah, it's a great piece. But yeah, I need to get all of my excerpts organized. I had been using the website brassexcerpts.com, which was great, but you know, it stopped being a thing, or at least stopped doing the same thing. I think you can probably center your notes a little bit better. Probably so. That's definitely an excerpt that I don't work on a lot. Might need more warm up. That's also true. I actually hadn't really played C tuba yet today. I only played some F and not a ton, just in some lessons. But yeah, you're probably right. But yeah, let me figure out another excerpt to play. Whenever I talk about excerpts, someone always wants me to play Fountains. So we're taking a little Fountains hiatus right now. The last couple that keep popping in my head, like Symphonic Metamorphosis and Prokofiev 5, are technically not public domain and probably fine, but I don't want to play those. Verdi. Like some La Forza. I can do that. I'm going to play that on F tuba. I listened to Ride by Samuel Hazo. I think so. That's definitely not. I'm definitely not a band aficionado. I know the pieces that I played, and it's not like I never listen to that, but you know, not a ton. Let's see here. I don't think I practiced La Forza since like the last opera orchestra that I auditioned for, the Kennedy Center Opera. Actually, I don't think I even played it, but it was on the list. Hello, Rufino. How's it going? Hopefully I said your name correctly. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I forgot how not super easy this excerpt is. Let me get like 2 seconds to look at it. Let's see. F sharp. I'm brave, yeah. Brave or foolish? Definitely one of those two things. No, well, I mean, if 7 people who are watching right now can know that I don't know this excerpt by heart, I can live with that. But yeah, I don't think there really have been any tuba auditions through the pandemic, to my knowledge. I kind of stopped watching that so closely because I assumed not many. All the ones that I had, been planning on and things have been postponed. Yeah, yeah, especially the La Forza, like that's one that obviously one can read it, but whenever I practice it, I end up just counting it out, figuring it out really well, really accurately, and then just not look at it. Sometimes music is not as helpful. Oh yeah, it's also not. It's not the easiest thing to read. Yeah, I did forget that military bands are generally still happening. I know some of them are remote and things, but they exist at least. Yeah, I need to get all of my excerpts together for these streams. I'll do Rheingold, the dragon solo. So back to the big one. Rheingold's one of those excerpts that I didn't like when I was young, and probably because I couldn't play it. Not saying that I've mastered it by any stretch, but it's one that I really quite like now. Um, yeah, it's just an interesting little bit, and for those who maybe haven't heard it or don't know much about it, um, the the scene that's happening at that point in time is that the dragon's like coming out of its like lair, and you're playing it's tuba and Wagner tuban. So it's like this kind of gnarly sort of sound, and you're playing in octaves, and or maybe they're two octaves away. I can't remember. But yeah, it's kind of an interesting little bit that's kind of fun to play, and it's interesting too because there's a wide range of tempi or tempos if you don't want to be pretentious Italian. Um, a lot of different tempos at the beginning, and then almost all of them pick up later. So if you look at it, it says lento and sostenuto, and this can be sometimes really slow, like in 8, and then sometimes it's just kind of slow. Sometimes it's not even that slow, and then when it's the un poco più animato, that section almost always is a lot faster. But what's interesting is there's a lot less variation in recordings that I've heard in that section. Beadlo, I'm not gonna play Beadlo right now. I've played Beadlo on a lot of streams, but I don't know about today. Let's see here. Yeah, I love that part in the opera. It's an opera that I've only watched on a pre-recorded version. I've never actually seen it live. Going live to an opera is a huge time commitment, which I guess it's a commitment either way, but it's a little easier if you can pause it, play Stairway to Heaven. That's definitely going to get a copyright flag. Let's see here. Since I'm not that organized with having all my excerpts on my computer, I'm literally just searching tuba excerpts and seeing what pops up. Because going through IMSLP is kind of a hassle. We'll do a crowd favorite. Romeo and Juliet. Which one? The Prokofiev one? There's basically three main ones anyway. Prokofiev one's probably the one you're thinking of, but I don't know that I have that. I don't know if I have that handy, because that's definitely one that's like not easily found on the internet. But I'll play Planets. John Williams Home Alone solos. Are you talking about the John Williams tuba solo? I've been trying to stay away from the solos because even those, I played, what was it that got at least noticed? It wasn't a strike because it was my own playing, but I think it was the Lebedev Concerto in One Movement that I played one time on stream, and it makes sense, but I was pretty surprised that the AI caught that. Which I know that's not necessarily a deal breaker. My channel's not even monetized, so it really doesn't matter, but I'm trying to not even kind of give them a reason to look at me. But yeah, I'll do some Planets. Yeah, the AI is getting very good, and it's only going to get. Oh, probably can't hear me that well. probably could hear me somewhat with just the tuba mic, but yeah, I mean the AI is getting really really good, and it's only going to get better. That's generally how technology works, which is generally a good thing. Um, but yeah, the AI is getting really good for catching those sorts of things. It just seems, especially like the Lebedev, it's just like that's you. I kind of wouldn't expect that to be the case. I feel like YouTube focuses too much and takes it too seriously. Yeah, I mean, copyrights. I mean, it's a legal issue. It's partially on them too, which is why they try to deal with it in the way that they do. But I mean, it's just a bunch of computers who are listening. There are people involved at some level, but um, in my I mean, they're not transparent, but I'm pretty sure everything that I've seen has always been artificial intelligence. I'm gonna play a little Bordoni. It's a good. Let's see. Yeah, the law would blame YouTube. Yeah, probably. The artists and composers are big lobby. They want to get paid somehow. Yeah, and I support them getting paid and all of that. Um, it's one of the things. It's a difficult thing because obviously, if composers don't get paid, they don't write us music, and then we don't have music to play, or we have at least a significant amount less than that, which is definitely not ideal. So I mean, I try to buy pieces whenever I'm playing them. I've got a big stack of music of pieces that I haven't played, pieces that I'm going to play, pieces that I've already played. I'm definitely a fan of buying that stuff. But when it comes to streaming online and creating YouTube videos of your own that happen to include things, it's a little bit frustrating. But again, I've got enough composer friends to be on their side for the most part. There's enough music already. We don't need composers. For some reason, I don't believe that you believe that. But maybe you do. I only know of you what I see on the internet, Tuba Dylan. Um, there is a lot of music out there already, though. That is a fair point. I do not. Yeah, that's as I expected. Let's see. Do some Bordoni. Those are definitely public domain. And they'll probably help with the fact that I didn't play that much today already. Today was one of those days where it didn't feel like it should have been busy, but then it ended up being kind of busy. Let's see here. What's the one that I was thinking of? Let's do this one. Sorry, it's a little cut off, but it'll be okay. I'll have to check out that book, Tuba Dylan. I don't know that one. Also, Tuba Dylan, if you're interested sometime, it'd be cool to try to do some sort of dual live stream thing, or have you on the channel or something like that. I don't know the best way to do that, but I'm sure it is possible if you're interested sometime. I feel like a consistent live stream like this is kind of better with another person. Cool. Yeah, I'm sure there are definitely different ways to do it. Every way that I've seen of people doing it is like a very professional way of doing it, using like software that I don't have and don't want to buy. But I'm sure that there's some way, if nothing else, through just like a screen capture of a Zoom call or something should work. Um, but again, I don't know the best way to proceed. You have a Zoom Pro account. I do not. Again, the cheapness shows through or shines through. But yeah, something like that probably I would imagine is possible to either do in a professional way or hack together somehow. Um, there's definitely the internet and the technology is definitely there. I just don't quite know what the best way to go about that. But there's nothing quite like streaming to four whole people. So got quite the audience going. Let's shoot for next Monday. Yeah, sounds great. Um, let's see. I will do it right now. Go on I'll send you a message from my personal Instagram account. Figure that's the easiest way. Yeah, I mean, even today, I think 12 was the peak. It's funny, I thought that there was, when I was doing it and it wasn't regular, I was getting more. I was getting more people sometimes, and then I was just like, I'm going to commit because that'll be better, and everybody will know what time to tune into. But yeah, it hasn't exactly been that way. But yeah, I know that also with some of your streams, at least that I've caught, they've been pretty late at night, which is fine by me. But I don't know if that's the recipe to get massive numbers necessarily, unless your following is somewhere else in the world or just a bunch of people who are up late. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think any of us are doing the tuba for the fans necessarily. But yeah, mine were pretty random, and I was sometimes doing multiple times a week. But I've committed. 2021, new year, new me. Doing it every single Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Same bat time, same bat channel. Which is a reference that you probably get, but probably some of the other people do not get. Yeah, for the fans. But yeah, it'd be nice to kind of grow the tuba YouTube community, so to speak. And I'm definitely definitely a believer of rising tides rise all ships, or whatever. That's not the exact quote, is it, or the exact phrase? Is it rising tides rise all ships? Is that what it is? But your brother's Batman. That's very impressive. I was Batman for Halloween twice, I think. When I was a kid, that's all I wanted to be for Halloween was Batman. Not insinuating that your brother is not the real Batman. But yeah, I just always wanted to be Batman for Halloween, and it took many years, but I finally wore down my parents enough. Look him up, Tom King. I will look him up. Let's see what. Huh. Yeah, interesting. I'll have to do some further reading. But yeah, it'd definitely be good to do a joint stream. Been thinking about trying to get something like that going. I think it just makes it a little bit less interesting instead of just like me talking and then me playing and then me talking and then me playing. But yeah, that would definitely be interesting. But I think I'm gonna probably get off here pretty soon. As much as sharing my whole life with 3 people is fun, I do have some things that I should probably get done this evening. So if there are some burning questions, maybe I'll answer them. But if not, thank you for everyone for tuning in to the stream and potentially having Tuba Dylan on here next week. Yeah, if we can get to 1 million, that would, 1 million views next stream would be awesome. I'm not sure the total number of, unique viewers that I've gotten to on these streams, but definitely not 1 million. Nothing too crazy. But it's been cool. I will do that. I'll find you on Facebook, or maybe we're already friends. I don't really Facebook too hard. Thank you, Mr. Anonymous. Hope you have a good night as well. As with Tuba Dylan and the one person who I can't perfectly identify as someone right now who's on here. Let's see. Yep, we are friends. That's what I thought. Might be on later. If I catch you on, if I'm on my computer, I'll definitely tune in. Well, cool. Thanks for everybody for watching, but I'm going to hop off here and hope everybody has a good night. It's always a mystery person. That's right.